This is SDR News and Geekazine.com's coverage of NAB, brought to you by HP. Continuing coverage over at NAB, Jeffrey Powers with Geekazine at the HP booth. We're here with Kara Stevens, correct? And you're with a show called West Coast Customs, correct?
Yes, that is.
Why don't you tell, for the people that don't know, what is West Coast Customs about?
So West Coast Customs is a custom car building show. It's the same company that used to do Pit My Ride, if you remember that show.
Yeah.
But now we do a little bit higher end builds, more either corporate or celebrity driven. And so we basically do a show. It's usually one build per episode. We'll see a car come in, start to finish, tear down through the build until the reveal.
You actually have a car here out in the beer garden. I was just out at the beer garden, and we were checking it out, the car, and it looked pretty cool. What was that? That was part of your build, right?
Yeah, that was for one of our episodes. It's going to be, I think, episode 2 or 3 in our new season. And it's a Camaro that has been completely Line-X'd. So what Line-X is normally it's considered bed liner. It's the stuff that you spray on. So, but now we're working with Line-X of trying to get make this new body armor to do the exterior. So that car has been, the exterior's in two-tone Line-X, it's blue and black, and then the wheels have been Line-X, some of the interior pieces, and then we've also put in, supercharger, new stereo, kind of brand new interior.
That's pretty cool. I definitely want it. Can I drive that when we're done with this interview here?
If you're good.
Okay. So, but you're doing other shots. You're talking about a bus that you did a couple weeks ago. We just saw a thing with the 3D TVs with the Smurfs, and you say you're actually going to be doing a Smurf car or something like that?
Yeah, we're about to start a new episode working with Sony and for Smurfs. So we're going to do 4 of these little dash cars, which are small electronic vehicles, and basically put some Smurfs on them.
So no rhyme or reason, just going to have some Smurfs on. You gotta have a horn that goes Smurf, 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 Smurf. I don't know. Anyway, so basically, you're here, and you actually just got off the stage talking about HP, and there was another production company working on your videos. You wanted to go in house. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Back for season 1 and season 2, we had actually 2 different production companies, one for season 1 and a different one for season 2. And Ryan Friedlinghouse, the owner of West Coast Customs, really wanted to bring everything in-house. I mean, he is a big fan of having everything under one roof. I mean, that's his philosophy for the shop, West Coast Customs, of being able to do everything sort of start to finish there, and having that quality control over the product that's coming out. And when you have an outside production company, you're sort of at their mercy for a lot of things. When are you going to get to see the cut? When are you going to, the sponsors need something. Can they get that? So he really wanted to bring it all in-house this season, so that way we could have, shooting, production in-house, and editorial in-house.
So then you guys brought something in, and it didn't quite work, or tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it works great. Yeah, we reached out to HP, and they helped us out setting up our whole editorial facility. So we got some of the Z820 workstations and a Z1 workstation. We also have another Z800 workstation, and that all runs to their, I believe it's called the P2000 server, and we have then with that the LTFS tape backup system. So everything is sort of complete. It's all fiber channeled in, very fast. The problem is that by the time I sort of reached out to them and we were able to get all the gear in and installed and up and running and working good, we were already about 4 or 5 episodes into the season. So we were able to edit together about an episode and a half, and then it kind of became apparent that I just didn't have enough editors to throw at it to make our network deadline. Yeah. So, I mean, we could have gotten more workstations and hired more people, but I actually physically didn't have the space at West Coast Customs to do that. So we did have to farm everything out for this season, but now we're kind of gearing up for next season.
So now you learned a couple things, and you got the crew in place, you got the HP systems in place, and you're ready to go for this season number 3 then?
Yeah, well, we're actually in the process of changing networks and rebranding. So we've done 3 seasons of inside West Coast Customs, the 3rd season being just a short 5-episode season that was on Velocity. Now we're rebranding to just West Coast Customs, and we're going to start airing this summer on June 9th on Fox Sports.
June 9th at Fox Sports, and that, well, of course, that's a channel there on wherever cable channel you're on. June 9th, I'm definitely going to watch because I want to see how this all turns out, especially the Smurf car and stuff like that. So, hey, I know you got to get going. Thank you very, very much for your time. Where do people go to find out more information about West Coast Customs?
They can, probably the best way is go to the website, which is just westcoastcustoms.com.
westcoastcustoms.com. Thank you very much.